Have you ever asked yourself this question? Why is my life so difficult? And why does everything seem to go wrong no matter how hard I try? If you have, then this story might be exactly what you need today, because sometimes God's better plan only becomes visible when we are standing in the middle of darkness, when we think we have lost everything, and when our heart whispers the final sentence of surrender, I can't do this anymore. Yet, that is the moment when God quietly begins creating a new path, one that we could never have imagined. This is the story of a young man named Adam, a simple, ordinary boy with extraordinary dreams. He wanted to build a life that would make his parents proud, wanted to rise above his limitations, wanted to give meaning to his existence. But life didn't seem to cooperate. Adam tried everything. Every time he applied for a job, he would get a rejection. He prepared for interviews, stayed up at night practicing answers, improving his skills, working hard, but the results were always the same. We regret to inform you. Became a sentence he memorized far too well. One day he finally got a job, and just when he thought things were improving, the company shut down. The little savings he had disappeared in a few months. His dreams felt like sand slipping through his fingers. Trying not to give up, he started a small business with borrowed money. He believed that maybe this time things would work, that maybe this was his chance. But the business failed too. Customers were few, expenses were high, and soon enough the shop had to close. People laughed behind his back. Some mocked him openly. Even relatives whispered about him, calling him unlucky, saying he lacked talent, saying he was wasting his life. At home, the atmosphere grew heavy. His parents didn't say anything, but their worried faces said enough. Adam felt like a burden, like he was disappointing everyone. And most painfully, he felt as if he was disappointing himself. One evening, unable to handle the pressure overwhelming his heart, he went to the roof of his house and sat there alone. The cool wind brushed against his face, but his heart felt like it was burning. He looked up at the sky, filled with stars, and whispered almost in tears, God, what do you want from me? I don't understand. I'm trying everything. I'm giving my best. Please, show me something, anything. There was no voice from the heavens, no lightning, no miracle. Instead, a calm silence surrounded him. But inside that silence, something shifted. It was not a solution, not an answer, just a tiny feeling like a soft light that touches your heart when you least expect it. A feeling that maybe, just maybe, this wasn't the end. The next morning, Adam woke up with a strange sense of acceptance. He realized that he had been trying to control everything, every result, every outcome, every detail of life. But he hadn't once stopped to ask, is this what God wants for me? Or is this what I want for myself? So that day, he decided to take a break, not from life, but from rushing life. He decided to slow down, reflect, breathe, and think about his path. He began reading books, watching motivational videos, and learning new skills online. Slowly, his mind started opening. He realized that the failures he experienced weren't punishments, they were directions. Redirections. Signs pointing him away from the wrong roads. Weeks turned into months. One day while scrolling online, he came across a free digital training program teaching graphic design. Something about it grabbed his attention. He had never tried anything creative before, but he felt drawn to it almost as if God gently pushed him toward it. He joined the course. At first, he struggled. His designs looked terrible compared to others, but something inside him said, keep going. And so he did. Day by day, hour by hour, Adam improved. His skills sharpened, his creativity grew, and for the first time in years, he felt alive. He felt a spark, something he had lost long ago. Slowly, he began freelancing. His first project paid almost nothing, but he wasn't discouraged. He kept working. His second project paid a little more, then more. Eventually, his work started attracting real clients. A year passed. The same boy who couldn't get a job, whose business failed, whose life looked shattered, was now earning more than any job he had ever applied for. His parents noticed the change in him, his confidence, his peace, his purpose. They stopped worrying and started smiling again. People who once made fun of him now asked him for advice. Doors that were once locked had suddenly opened. The path that once felt like a dead end now looked full of possibilities. But the biggest surprise came when Adam realized something deeper. If any of his earlier plans had succeeded, if he had gotten that job, if that company hadn't shut down, if his business had not failed, he would never have discovered the talent God had hidden inside him. He would never have explored graphic design. He would never have found a career that truly matched his soul. His failures were not failures, they were protection. Redirection, a better plan in disguise. One night, as he sat on his roof again, he looked at the sky and smiled. "Now I understand," he whispered. "You weren't ignoring me. You closed them to guide me. Thank you." Adam's life didn't become perfect. It is always replacement. But the truth is the opposite. When life gets difficult, it's because you're being moved, shaped, prepared, strengthened. God doesn't give you what you want. He gives you what you need. And sometimes what you need is patience. Sometimes what you need is a closed door. Sometimes what you need is a path you would never choose for yourself. Think about it. A seed has to be buried in darkness before it can grow. Metal has to be burned before it can become strong. A caterpillar has to struggle inside a cocoon before it can fly. In the same way, you have to go through certain battles before you discover who you're meant to be. Maybe right now you feel stuck. Maybe you feel lost. Maybe you feel like you're at the end of your strength. But what if this is not your ending? What if this is your beginning? What if everything that is collapsing is actually clearing space for something better? God's timing is never early, never late, always perfect. And His plan is always greater than the one you have for yourself. Your job is not to understand everything. Your job is to trust, to take the step even when you can't see the whole path, to keep moving even when life feels heavy, to keep believing even when your heart feels tired. One day, just like Adam, you will look back and smile at the things that once broke you, because you will understand that those very struggles built you, those delays protected you, those disappointments redirected you, and those closed doors saved you from paths that were never meant for you. So the next time life feels unfair, pause. He doesn't delay without purpose. Something better, something wiser, something meant exactly for you is on its way. And maybe, just maybe, this story reached you today not by accident, but because God wanted to remind you of something important. He has a better plan for you. A plan that will make sense one day. Hold on. Keep going. Trust the process.